What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Alright, we're coming back to Faith No More. Yes, indeed. Faith No More fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Caleb P. And Caleb P wanted to see me react to this song by Faith No More called Superhero. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by BBC Radio 1. Okay, I've had some issues with BBC in the past, both for video and for radio, so I don't know how this is going to go. Hopefully this won't get blocked. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And the video has 789,659 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Faith No More, Superhero, in session for the Radio 1 Rock Show. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Hey, we're Faith No More, and this is our session with Daniel P. Carter on Radio 1. We started our session today playing Superhero because it's one that we're probably super comfortable with. We've played it on a couple television shows, and it felt pretty solid in here.
The song's got a good groove. I'm digging the feel of the song. I'm digging how it's grooving. I'm digging how it's moving. The chordal structure feels good. The melodic lines feel good. Everything's lining up. Everything's flowing well. The vocals, that staggered vocal entrance where they were like literally doing like call and response almost. That's impressive from a live standpoint in particular, because I've said this a bunch of times, and I'm going to say it again. It's one thing to do it in a recording studio where you have Pro Tools, and if it doesn't line up perfectly, you can go in and you can move it over just a tad. Oh, it's a 16th of a second behind. Oh, we can adjust that depending on how much you zoom in, and you can slide it over just ever so necessarily where it's needed. It's one thing to do it in studio in a recording session. It's a whole nother thing to do it live. And since they're doing this live, to be able to pull that off as clean as they did, that was impressive. That was impressive. I absolutely got to give credit where credit's due. That was very cool to see. and very well done. So good on them. Let's keep going here.
You're feeling like a god in honor of that world. We're taught to find a ride. Oh, superhero, sexy, mirror, smart, liar,
Back in that halftime feel again. It's a good play with feel there, going to a straight time, to a halftime, back to straight time, back to halftime. It feels good. It feels good. I'm glad they're doing that. It's helping to help diversify the song. Mike Patton doing some of his signature voicings, which, you know, a lot of people get turned off by. I dig them. I dig them as long as they're done in appropriate places. One of my biggest critiques of Mr. Bungle is sometimes, not often, but there were a couple of times where his vocals, I felt like they kind of got away from him a little bit. And they were a little too much, a little too over the top. But for the most part, like 95% of what he did on the first album, on the Mr. Bungle album, I would say about 95 to 96% of the vocal work he did in there, I loved. I thought it was fantastic. There was that like 4 to 5% where I was like, it's a little much, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I dig everything he does. He has a really good sense of taste. Like, where is this gonna feel good? Is this gonna settle in well? Does what I'm gonna do vocally fit the context of the song in this particular place? Maybe in a different place. Maybe instead of doing it here, maybe I'll do this voicing, this really super high pitched voice. Maybe I'll do it over here instead. You know, he's got a really good sense for that, and not many vocalists do. A lot of vocalists sometimes they'll discover they can do something with their voice. It's that brand new toy, you know. You Christmas morning comes along and you open up that box that you've been hoping it was. You know, you imagine you're going back to being 8 years old and you really wanted this toy for Christmas, right? You really wanted it, and you were really hoping you're gonna get it. And then you come downstairs, you open that box, and there it is. It's that brand new toy, and what do you want to do with that brand new toy? You want to play with it, and you want to play with it just more for the next like 3 days. You just want to just play with it over and over and over and over and over again, right? It's the same thing here. When a vocalist discovers a new trick that they can do with their voice, they just want to play with it. They do. And they want to use it everywhere they possibly can. So Mike Patton's got a great sense of not overdoing it, though, and not using that same toy for too long. Or, more importantly for him, where to play with that toy. Where are we going to put it in the song? Are we even going to put this one in this song? If we are, then where? Where would it make the most sense? He's really got a good sense of that, and I got to give him a lot of credit for that. So, anyway, let's keep going here. mic awareness. I don't know where I'm gonna pause though. Okay, pause here. Sure, why not? There we go. Okay, I heard the drum coming. And I was like, it sounds like it's saying the phrase. Good. Boom. Pause. Nice job switching between guitar solo and vocals. Guitar solo and vocals. Guitar solo and vocals. That felt good. It felt good. It helped keep it moving along. It didn't allow the guitar solo to ever get stale or go on for too long because there was those vocal breaks. It was pretty smart. Pretty smart. When I first saw that happen, I thought to myself, that's going to upset me. I'm going to be upset with that because he's encroaching on the guitar solo. But here's the thing. Because the guitar solo went on for so long, putting those vocal breaks in there made sense. It absolutely made sense. If it had been a shortened guitar solo, like, let's say, coming out of that first vocal break, if that had been the end of the guitar solo, I would have been upset. I would have been upset. But because they did that, like, two more times in addition to the first one, so for a total of 3, no, it made sense. It absolutely made sense. Let's finish this out, and we'll get to the review, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, good stuff. Really good stuff. I dug it. Let me think about it, and I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Faith No More with Superhero. This was a request from Caleb P. All right. I have a score here, and I like the score. I do. I feel solid with the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that an 8.6. Yep, 8.6. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. Is this the most impressive Faith No More song I've heard? No, but it's up there though. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely up there. Not so much from a chordal standpoint or from a song structure standpoint, but more than anything else is from an execution standpoint. Seeing them do this live was really cool. I think if I had just heard the audio track, I don't think this would have had the impact on me that hearing it live did. And I'll give you an example. The biggest example I could give was the vocals, okay? If I was listening to this, just the audio track, okay? Or even if I had just heard this performance, if I had heard this live, but not seen it, I would have sworn those vocals were just panned vocals. I would have sworn that they were just taking the vocals and panning them left, right, left, right, left, right, or, you know, done all in post, you know, or sampled or whatever, or track even. But because I was able to see them actually do this live, with everybody coming in with those staggered entrances with the vocals, that was cool. That was very, very cool. And I'm glad I got to see that, because that definitely added a level of complexity to the song that I would not have gotten if I hadn't actually seen it being done. So that was cool. I'm really glad I got a chance to see that. The same thing goes for pretty much the entire song. There was a lot of things happening in the song that I was wondering if I had just been listening, only listening, would I have believed it was being done live, or would I have believed that it was done in post, or if it was maybe a track or a sample or anything like that. There was a lot of things happening within the song that would have made me think that, but because I was able to actually see it being done live in front of my very eyes, that was awesome. It made me realize that they weren't using track at all in this. Everything you heard was done live, either on keyboards or with vocals themselves, or within the guitar and bass, or within the drumming. Everything you heard was done live, and that is really, really cool. It was definitely a level of complexity that I was not expecting. The song as a whole felt really good. It had a nice groove, solid groove. The chordal structure of the song, pretty simple, but like I've always said on the channel, simple can be effective when it's done properly. This definitely was. Nothing too crazy as far as arranging goes. The melodic lines all fit within the chordal structures. Even when Mike Patton was going a little crazy with the vocals, and there were a couple of spots where he started to get up there with the vocals and started to get a little out there, and I started to, I wouldn't say cringe, it wasn't cringing, but not yet, but I was starting to get a little worried, like, oh God, how far is he going to take this? And then right as I was starting to get worried, that's where he would pump the brakes, and I was like, oh, thank God. Because there have been times in the past where he has not pumped the brakes, and he has gone a little bit over that cliff. And I'm like, ah, God, no. But he didn't do that here. Everything he did fit. Everything he did was very tasteful. So I could definitely appreciate that. Drumming on this was top notch. I absolutely love the drumming on this. Fantastic. Everything he did, every fill that he did felt good. I loved his setups, how he would end the phrases by setting up the next phrase. Very smart drumming. I love it when drummers do that. That shows intelligent drumming. I could hear the bass clear as day in this mix. I loved it. I loved how up in the front the bass player was in the mix. Really gave me a chance to listen to what he was doing. And he's doing some great stuff. Nothing super crazy, nothing that I wouldn't say he ever took over the melodic line or anything like that, but there were times where he was adding a counter melodic line. There were a couple spots where he did, and it felt good, but for the most part he just held out the bottom end, but did it in a very percussive style, backing up and locking in with the drummer, just to add to what the drummer's doing, add to that percussive style, and I absolutely dug it. Guitars and keyboards, doing a great job filling out the sound, great tones from both. Also doing double duty with doing the vocals as well. And I cannot say enough how impressed I was by that call and response. And subdividing, that comes down to counting. You know, Mike was doing on 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the keyboard player was going and, like that. And then you had another, the guitar player then was coming in, I believe he was coming on the and of 2 and the and of 4 only. So, I mean, that just to reinforce, and that was really cool. It gave it that, it almost made it sound like 3 different voices, and it was really well done, especially because of the fact that they did it in a live setting. No sampling, no auto-correcting or fixing in post within Pro Tools. No, it was done live, and that is something special. And that's why they're getting the 8.6. So, 8.6, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you have enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.